button on YouTube. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be for you. Username, you watched the Markiplier movie. It was really good. I've heard a lot of good things about it too. Like, if you go in expecting, like, the top tier best horror movie of all time, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you go in knowing that it's a horror film, I've heard people are enjoying it. I'm probably going to try to go see it this weekend, if I can. We'll do some housekeeping here. Schedule for this week, if you didn't see. Of course, we have the stream right now. We have the stream in 2 days, same time. And then, just like last week, there's not going to be a weekend stream. I mentioned this when I made the Saturdays the new schedule, that, yeah, this is prime time for streaming, but it's also prime time for anything else that happens to be going on. So, those streams are a little more hit or miss. Hey, on YouTube. Oh, that's a lot of syllables. Mom, I'm just gonna call you Ma, because my brain can't process a whole lot right now. Oh, mess, hello. Nibble, hello. Username on Twitch. I could see why people don't view it as a good horror movie because there's a lot of unexplained lore. Isn't that funny and ironic, right? Like, that's what makes video games popular, is when they don't explain the story. But in a movie, it's the opposite. So some people, going back into game development. Did you miss anything? I think it depends on where you left off last time. Hey, Maddie, good to see you. Let's go. Boom. So where we left off last time, a quick rundown of this past month, is we made this monitor system. Oop, I need to make it so that his hand isn't in the way. And you can zoom in on it. We've got the nice scan lines, and if you look really closely, you can see it's blurred a little bit. Those scan lines, I think, are causing a memory leak, which I'll have to fix at some point. And then we also have a little mini-map that's being displayed. And then the idea is that with this mini-map, you can click on a room, and then on this monitor here, it will show the camera in that room. Something else that might be fun is have it to where when your mouse is on the screen, I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. There's like an on-screen mouse that kind of follows it to make it clear that you're supposed to point and click on these screens. So today, we are going to get that camera feature working. And we ran into a bug last week that I think I know how to deal with. We need a reindeer game, maybe a little bit later. Maybe a little bit later. It's been a while, and it's still... The Christmas one is still the one that works. I haven't fixed the non-Christmas one. You hired a voice actor for your game? Congrats! Huge step. Uh-oh, Daisy, don't do it. Anything but the ads. I'm sorry, Twitch. But you've played Iron... Oh yeah, I loved the Iron Lung playthrough. I watched a few people play it. It's a game about tension and suspense. And if the way that the dev built suspense and tension just didn't land for you, you're probably just not going to like the game. Because the gameplay wasn't really all much more than tension building. We need to open up... Okay, here it is. This blueprint. Last time I had an issue where I wanted to move this camera, the CCTV cam, but I couldn't do it because it's edit in C++ only. Some people said that there are a few things you should do with, like... let me show you VS Code. Where are my program files? Games. I don't know if it's any of these. Go ahead and try to restart this. I wonder why I can't see that. I'm going to delete the solution, and then for those of you that don't know, you guys can't see it right now because I don't show the file explorers. But in your file explorer, where there's that .u project, the one you usually double click to open up your level, if you right click on that, there are a couple of options that Unreal Engine gives you. One of them is generate Visual Studio project files, and that should hopefully fix the issue we were seeing a second ago. Give this a shot. There we go. I didn't switch it for you. Let me try that again. There we go. So that was in room.h. Oh, let's also, while we're discussing this, get the level back open again. I set it to visible anywhere, blueprint read and write, allow private access to true, and some people online were saying you need to recreate the blueprint. Anytime you remove or change components or uProperty metadata of a default object, you'll have to regenerate the blueprint. Sometimes reparenting helps, but either way, you are likely to lose data. You can add new components without issues usually, but removing or changing existing ones will break the blueprint. Never use edit defaults only or blueprint read write on a component. Only use visible why? Instead of recreating the blueprint, renaming the component and the display name, compile, encode, and opening can fix it. Well, let's test this hypothesis first of all, to where if we make a new blueprint with this C file, is it gonna let us move this camera around? And there's a super easy workaround I have. It's just slightly annoying, but it's not the end of the world if I have to use it. Where we want to go to level prototyping. Planning to release it next month. Nice. It's always it's always fun seeing people start their projects and finish it long before I even have like anything playable out of mine. I'm trying to remember where I put rooms. It's under maps, rooms, and I'm gonna make a new blueprint class. You guys can't see this part. But maybe I should make a screen capture. Just so that you guys can, from time to time, I need to. And I need to scale it. There we go. And then I'll kind of drop this pretty far down. Because I made that file in C++, if I type it here, I'll see it. And that's this room actor. Everything under it are child actors, so other things that I've made using this. But I just want to use this itself. I don't want to give it a name quite yet, because I want to see if it'll let me move this. And okay, it does. So people were right. Um, it's an issue with this just having to be reparented, maybe? Let's go ahead and delete this one, because that was just a test. And people threw out some suggestions to fix it, so I'm going to read through some of those. Renaming the component, compile in code, and opening can fix it. If you reference that component in the blueprint itself, you'll probably need to relink those. Well, let's see. Let's try that first one where we rename this. Can't okay. First problem is gone. Well, not the end of the world. We can just find some kind of workaround. Do I even want to use this room anyway? Probably not. So let's just make a dummy room. If I make a duplicate of it, actually. How does it treat that? Okay, it still doesn't make a difference. So let's go ahead and just delete the dummy. And then we'll just make a dummy. Room. Dummy. And let's keep the same naming convention that we have. And then we can just copy some of the, that's a door. We don't need to bring that over. We don't really need to bring the paintings over or the walls. The floors might be good. Just so we kind of have a good sense of scale. Oh, what are the floors a part of? Oh man, I did this a really weird way. Well, we'll just do this for now. Also, why is this box collision the root? Whatever, this is still just an old one. And I don't even think I had too much going on here. No. Okay. Let's give it some values. Where do I put those? Oh, here it is. There's some info specific to room, and I was trying to find it. Room is... We can just say it's a lab. Its gizmo is going to be... Blueprint constructor gizmo. Occupied cells, this is just saying that it is a 2x2 room. And so if we're looking at it at an XY coordinate, it would be split up into 4 pieces. So if this is 0, 0, that would make this 1, 0, then 0, 1, then 1, 1. I think I got that right. Doors, we don't really need any. We'll keep the defaults because I don't know if that's gonna, if there's any type checking that I have. Map cells, this gets assigned. We don't need to do that yet. Trying to think, do we want to do that right now? Actually, now that I think about it, let's open up this blueprint. Because we're already creating some dummies here. That's the Zoom terminal. Where is the widget? I think the widget is the one that does it. Template content. Not you. Grid cell dummy. Monitor map. There it is. Oh, it's spawning room constructor. So let's not do that. Let's do... Well, yeah, because the camera's in a weird place. So let's just do room dummy. Okay, so changing to the dummies didn't break anything, and I don't think we have any error messages. That's fine, that's just the font. Livid, how you doing, man? Welcome back. Is the camera system going to work perfectly all the time, or is it going to malfunction at some point? No plans for it to malfunction, really. Trying to think. Nothing in particular. Haven't thought that far. You had to ride a bike? Oh man, that was a long bike ride. How epic would that be? The camera's malfunctioning? So this next part is now that we're adding that. We need to add a button to grid cell. Hmm? Oh. Widget can't have children. How sad. Okay. Problem number 2. How do we give these things buttons? Can I, like, add a button? I just need to close that because I keep getting confused. Just an unexpected blip or outage, but I imagine that'd be hard to make. Not really. I think the hard part would be designing how often for it to happen without it being too annoying. I think it could work though. Like maybe have that be one of the special abilities of the monsters or something. Okay, set position. Here we go. Cast a canvas slot. Button. There is no add button. Okay. Also, one thing I did not consider is what if it is an odd shape? Do I have GIMP open still? No, I might have closed it. Because I haven't tested this out. So if we canvas size, change this to 80 by 80. Whoops. And then a little bit of touch up with that. There we go. We have a new room shape. Constructor Gizmo 3. And let's say that this last one set T room gizmo. Oh, and I didn't drag that in. One sec. Gotta do that. important. Oh, I have it under maps. Where did I save that as? Oh. It also isn't transparent. I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, because I saved it as a JPEG. Whoops. Whoops, can't do that. Delete. JPEGs don't do transparency, but PNGs do. There we go. Been working, making that money. Go fund my game company. Nice, Livid. Keep getting on the bike and not hearing you respond to me if you are. Oh. Wait, are you riding a bike right now? Or... I don't know what the lore is. So now that we did that, I want to assign it to Gizmo 3. And its occupied cells are actually a little unique. So I need to make a new dummy list. How did I make this first one? Oh, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm just assigning room positions. I could have sworn... Oh, here we go. In one of these, I'm specifically calling out occupied cells. Okay. I'm going to make a copy of dummy. Call it dummy T. And its occupied cells are... Oh, man. I might need to... Because it's like this. And I'm not supposed to have to do this manually, but because the part that does it automatically isn't done yet, I have to do this manually. Okay. 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay. Someone have a pen? Can they write that down? Because I need to minimize this while I go back into the engine. Oh, actually, you know what? I can get multiple screens. I think I can do this. Oh, you guys don't need to see what I'm doing. It's fine. Going from machine to machine when I'm doing maintenance, it's easy to ride a bike. A lot of factory. Oh, really? It's that large of a, I guess, campus? I don't know what you would call like a work site. I guess work site is the right word. Thanks, Maddie. I got it covered though. I did the smart thing. Okay, so 8. We have 2 more, so that's 12 elements. Most of these are already covered. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2, 1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 3. And now we have 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3. So, if I did this, even a modicum of correctness, this'll scale that T image correctly on the level. And I'm also gonna save all of this in case it crashes. Okay, it looks goofy, and I think it's upside down. But, it mathed correctly, so. Hey, Melancholy, how you doing? Is Sudoku happening in the chat? Yes. Let you help? You were so helpful, Maddie. Oh my gosh. Oof. Ooh, the chair looks like a puppy now. Oh yeah, it's more like a bunny. I'm like the annoying toddler trying to help with the dishes. Oh yeah. I don't have kids, but I have a young nephew. He's like 2 or 3. And his catchphrase is "me help." And it's like, "No, buddy. I don't want you to help me." Making it way more difficult. Yeah, exactly. But you don't want to always say that because you want them to learn that that helping people is good. Exactly. You let him help. One of the buildings is almost a mile long. Oh man. You're working this late at night? Are you working right now? Livid? You're crazy. Anyway, so why did I go through all this trouble of making a T-shaped room? Ignore him in the background. When I make a button, I want to make sure that I can't click here and have it recognize this part of the button, if that makes sense. Because something else is supposed to go there. I just don't know if you could have odd-shaped buttons like that. You know what? You want to know who does know? Our old pal, Jibbity. Let's see what he's got to say on the matter. No, an ad. Oh no. Okay. For an L-shaped room, you basically have two viable UI patterns in UMG. Option A recommended, one room widget that draws the L shape and handles clicks. Don't try to build an L out of multiple grid cells buttons. Instead, make one widget per room to do that. Oh, wait, no. Make one widget per room that visually looks like an L, is one clickable thing, sits on your minimap canvas. How to make the L clickable. A single UMG button is always rectangular, but you can still make it behave like an L by filtering the click. Inside the widget, one per room, root, button, set style to transparent, no padding. Inside an overlay, one or more images that place pieces that form an L. Okay. Got an ad about bikes? Oh, they are. I listen to you, absolutely. So, you work from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at your night job during the day. You run your general contracting company. Oh man, you've got like a packed schedule. At least it's not the graveyard shift, but I feel like that almost might be better under like certain cases. Okay, so I think I might need to rethink how I'm using these. Because I mentioned this a little bit earlier. There's a piece of this that's missing, and so in the interim, I'm just manually adding these in. The part that isn't interim is this part, the constructor. And so ultimately, this is what I'm trying to build. Everything else around it that I'm building right now is just so I can get this working. And this and everything that follows it. So this builds the minimap, this also will build the buttons, and this will let me switch the camera onto the screens. All of that we can do now without the room generator working. Yes, the schedule work is what works best and nets most money. Not the best schedule, but you're also trying to buy a house. Ooh, this summer. Oh, wow. Good luck, man. All the best. I mean, home ownership is the goal for me too, but yeah, I'm a little ways away. If this thing sells more than 2 copies, I'll going straight into a savings account. Kind of bikes, dirt bikes, motorcycle, pedal bikes. I used to only own, I mean, I'm sure you're talking to Livid. I used to own a mountain bike, and then when I moved out, I didn't really have any room for it. But I feel like e-bikes are a lot more popular now. I think, well, probably more in the city, but even like rural areas, I've seen them around. Um, so the issue here is that I'm creating a grid cell widget, which works for adding that image, but I'm not getting that specific L shape. So would I need to create a widget per room? Because that kind of seems like a lot, unless I can somehow make this configurable. Option B, easier to implement multiple tile buttons, but treat them as one room. If you're okay with the L being made of multiple cells, do this. Each occupied cell gets a button. Each button stores a room ID. Clicking on the tile button calls the select room ID button. Oh, so it's easier, but hovering and outlining the selection requires that you update all tiles for that room ID. More difficult. And you'll click on any tile, but it's not a single shape widget. Say... No, you're gonna make fun of me. Hi, Nibble. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you? Good night, Maddie. Have a good one. Take it easy. Enjoy your week. Oh, Daisy didn't like that one, Melancholy. Sorry about that. For reference, this was what was typed. I don't think Daisy will ban me. Oh no, you've committed a crime. Yeah. Taxes are crazy. Oh yeah. Oh, I need it. When are taxes due? That's not for like another month though, right? When are taxes due? Okay, April 15th. I've got time. Yeah, I've got time. Do I need to add that to the banned words list? Daisy, you know what to do. No, not Maddie. I think Daisy got mad at like the semicolon with like the square bracket. I don't know what about that she didn't like, honestly. Maybe it was some combination of like the GN and then the semicolon square bracket. Maybe she thought you were threatening her. Okay, it's also giving me a new recommendation besides what I did for placing the weird rooms. Um, draw the L with 2 images and do hit testing. I don't want to draw with 2 images. Clear the children on mouse down. Get local mouse position. Well, I already did that. I don't need to do that part. Okay, let's ask for some clarification. I can make a unique widget per room shape. No, and you definitely shouldn't. You only need 1 room widget class. The shape shouldn't be data driven. Oh, the shape should be data driven, not widget driven. Okay, the widget can display 1x1, 1x2 L shapes, T shapes, any weird procedural shape, all from the same widget. Represent the room shape as data. So instead of room type as L, store which grid cells the room occupies. We do that already. Use an array. We already do that. So we have a list of occupied cells. How the widget class will use that data. So this grid cell one. Cell size, cells, array of endpoint. Add an image, position it at... well, I think we don't need to do that part, right? Because we already do that here in monitor map. Set size. But I don't think I need to mess with the size. Get local mouse. It's not talking about the button. Also, if you do graphic designer clothes prints looking to hire someone for a project. Oh yeah, I did get Ice Sprite back. More art will possibly be done next weekend if I'm not being too lazy. There are probably some people in the art channel in the Discord that might be doing commissions. What are you doing for her for Valentine's Day? Oh man, I'll tell you what. A bottle of Jack and whatever show I want to watch. That bottle is not going to survive the weekend. I don't need anyone to have a good weekend. Oh, no, no. It will be an enjoyable. I will have a good. I will have a good day. Bottle of Jack and a little pony. What? Um, Livid. I feel like that's an inside thought. Is a man not allowed? It's new year, new me. I just want to be better. The guy obviously can't get it. Yeah. Oh, what? Daisy caught you. Hold on, what'd you say? Ren, I can set you up. Thanks, Livid. You know what? I think Daisy did a good job. I condone that one. Right, if you are literally using a UMG button as the root, it will treat the whole widget as a rectangle clickable area. So the data-driven L-shape part draws correctly, but the button hit area won't match the shape unless you override hit testing. Good news, you can still make it behave like a real L-shaped button, you just won't rely on the button's default click behavior. You know some e-girls you can connect me with? Nice one, username. Alright. I think Jippity's hallucinating. Because it keeps giving me conflicting info. One or more images. On button click, convert the mouse position to local space. Check to see if it's inside the L mask. Oh, so it's doing a Oh. So it's letting the button be clicked. But it's only accepting the click if it's within the mask, which is an issue because, like, if I have a room right here, the rectangle fits all of this, I do want to be able to click there if there's a room there. And then those two buttons are going to overlap each other. And so whatever layer is on top is going to take that button click away. I don't want that. So I might have to do multiple tile buttons. I also just don't want to do that. Oh, message retracted. Okay, I got scared for a sec. I don't know a good way to do this. How was my weekend? It was good. I was traveling for most of it. A friend was having a birthday party like 3 hours east of me. And so, um, all of my other friends were going, and I didn't have to drive. So I was like, all right, cool, why not? But man, I was exhausted. Ugh. Road trips are fun, make no mistake. But I was in the back of the car. How about everyone else? Fun weekend stuff? I'm just clicking between screens. I'm trying to like figure out the best way to do this. You used to travel 3 hours for uni? Oh, I hate that for you. I'm sorry. Okay, I might have to just make a couple sacrifices here. Because while hovering over it would be neat. Oh, I still can actually. Oh, what I was thinking is, rather than, this is probably a bad idea. Rather than having buttons per room, just have it make a button per grid cell. And then when you push that button, it checks its XY coordinate and compares it to, well, what room is on this XY coordinate? And then from there, it does the thing. Huh? Does anyone that's been paying attention have any feedback on that? Yeah, yeah. So you're meant to click a room, and then on this screen, it opens the camera for that room. But the issue is like the weird shaped rooms because there are only square buttons in the thing. And there's not really a good way to do odd shaped buttons. But if all the buttons were invisible and you just click the shape with multiple buttons on it. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Um, the issue with how to implement that, because I do think that's probably what I'll go with, is this is what it's using. I think. Um, and this isn't a defined shape, if that makes sense. Because the shape of this is determined by the size of the room itself. Because what's happening is it's taking that image. So like this Gizmo 2, and then applying it here. So I guess a good example would be like this. So it's like doing that, and then it's like, okay, we have the image, but now we just need to scale it so it's correct. Because this room is technically 3 times bigger than this one. But just like wholesale, it doesn't appear that way. And so there's this extra math that happens down here that corrects it. And so if I try to add like a single button on this, that wouldn't quite work. What if every square inch was a button? And then you just have what it clicked to be based on its background. That's such a dumb idea. Your idea? Because that's what I was going to do. Rather than every square inch, every cell. Because, for instance, up here is 4-2 or 6-0. And so what it could be, it's like, okay, I push the button on 6-1. And then it goes and looks up who is on 6-1. It's like a battleship. Only I would program a game of Battleship just to get my camera button map to work. Ooh. Battleship is awesome. Okay. I think I've got an idea. I'm cooking. Check it. New cell. Grid cell. Check this out. Button. Boom. Image. We don't need that image. Get rid of it. Image be gone. Button. Yeah. We'll make the, just for now, we'll give it some fancy color so we can see it. Oh. Why is it mad? Image 19 cannot be found? Cool. I'm not trying to use image 19. Oh, okay, yeah, we can blow that away. I was trying to use image 19, I guess. Make it pink? Okay, fine. Somehow I always had the least inefficient way of doing things. Sometimes you just gotta do the most inefficient way. You just gotta bite the bullet. Okay, now check this. If we add a new variable and we call this owning room, and we set it to a room object reference, and then we create a new custom event. We call this set owning room. room. And this is a room object reference. Then on clicked, it'll get the camera, but what I'll just do is let's get its what room specific functions do I have? Get map origin. Let's just print this out. Cool, thank you. That way we know kind of who's who and what's what. Okay, cool. Now back here, while we're going through this for loop, this goes through each room. We want to get map cells. And we want to do a for each. This isn't going to be complicated. Surely it's not. Okay. And we're going to kind of do what we did here. We're going to create a new widget. It's called being creative, exactly. You had curry the other day that was partitioned in its container with rice, and I was like, how do I get the curry in the rice? And I was dumb enough to say my thoughts out loud so everyone makes fun of me. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta ask questions out loud. I think Aristotle and Socrates did that. Or something. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We don't need to... Ooh, add child. Children. Ooh, yeah, I should probably do that. Okay, child added. Set position. I think I need to do this whole multiplicable thing. The set position comes from get grid position. which is just times 200. And that should hopefully work. Set size. Its default size should be good, but it looks like 200 by 200 is kind of what we're cooking with for a single grid cell. If we go here, go to size. Nope. Let's just do it here so we can map it easier. And just be consistent all the way through. Okay, this might work. This might work. I'm actually a good tester because of that, because there's no mystery of my thought pattern. Fair enough. Correct way is to not mix them and dunk a glob of rice into the curry. Put the curry and while it's in your mouth, add the rice. I just kind of eat it like I would eat potatoes and gravy. Is that wrong? Yes, it's wrong. Okay. Button! That does look like it went to the right place. None of the other ones did. Why not? No. It's getting its map cells, and then this is... Saw someone make a volcano with the rice curry and dinosaur nuggies. Okay, the volcano with the curry is not correct. But, just like... Oh, and it is kind of cool, but... Set position. So this should change, right? Because I would assume we are hitting this a whole bunch. If we're hitting this only once, that's an issue. That's not as many times as I thought we would have hit it. Okay. That's not right. Am I not assigning map cells correctly? Oh. No, I'm not. Origin is correct, but map cells aren't. Okay, so I just have to hard code this, I think. What's the correct way to eat curry? Um, like potatoes. Like potatoes and gravy. Um, yeah, I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean, what does that mean? Self-explanatory. Okay, do I make a function? I probably should. I probably should. I probably should. Assign room positions. Um, oh, it returns the last, not, Hey, Ref. You eat curry like how you do with meat rice and sausage. Meat rice, sausage, and stir fry. Hmm. Raph, do you do too much? Do you do a lot of UE stuff? How do you do for each with a in C++? I wonder if they have like their own wrapper. I'm tempted just to make a temporary one because that's going to be something the level generator will do. Yeah, we might as well do a calculate map cells. Haven't touched. Fair enough. Fair enough. Room. Do we need the room? I think we just need origin. Int. What's its data type? Endpoint structure. Endpoint. And its occupied cells. So for each. Map cells. Endpoint structure. Do this plus this. We add it to this. See, this is when when people ask, is it better to do things in C++ versus blueprints? There are plenty things I prefer to do in C++. Something like this, though, the context sensitivity makes this so much nicer. Make an output. Map cells. I likely... Ooh, why not? Map cells is not blueprint visible. Can I not just return an empty... Good night, Melancholy. What if we just do roam? Make this of type roam. Make it single. Map cells. And we just don't have to return anything. I think that'll work. This is the origin. This is the room. Occupied cells. Honestly, we don't even need that either. We just do get occupied cells. And we just need the origin and the target, I would assume, is just self. And plug that in, see if it compiles. It does. We'll just do that for the rest of these. All this time I spent like making this dummy level generator. I wonder if it might have been quicker just to fix the level generator itself. I don't know though. It would have been hard to debug issues because then it would have had no way of seeing where it was spitting levels out besides like some text terminal. Or I would have had to work on them both at the same time, which means anytime there would be a bug, I wouldn't know if it was the level generator or the map creator. This is probably an okay enough workflow. It's also helping me get a pretty good understanding of the system here. And then a lot of this knowledge I can just fold back into the level generator too. Some of it will carry over. So now when I do this, we should see a bunch of different values here. Make sure we save all. There we go. That's so much closer. I think the issue is that it's upside down. The grid cell. There we go. That's closer. Now, almost looks like a alpaca. We are missing the very last one. Why? Who has it? Who took it? Because it's you, because it's dummy T, even though I should have called this dummy L. 11. 12 indexes. That's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. So it's missing 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2. 3, 2? Do I have a 3, 2? Oh, I don't. Wait, do I have... Is something here? Okay. Help. Is there something that's on here twice? Two, 3. This should be a 3, 2. Yes! Alpaca. Good night, Nibble. Okay. So now if we play this level... Yeah, look, you can see... the room value it's printing out. Oh. Oh, I'm not setting owning room. Might be. Set owning room. That goes all the way back to this. Yeah, he's just chilling back there. All is fine. So all of this is the same room, so it's recognizing that. Then this one's a different room, so it's giving us a new room here. And all of this is the same room. Then these four, I think, are its own. Then these four are their own. Then these four. Then these four. Yo! We did it! Okay. So now... now... we need to make a widget here. Because we can get the camera now. So the camera that we created here, we now have access to it. I have to remember how I'm doing this, though. So, I think this takes us back to edit zoom terminal. And then we click on widget screen 3. And then here, if we scroll down, we can see its inventory menu. So what we should be doing is making a new widget here for the camera. Lunar was here? Was that the Luna's Lunar? Was that the guy at the beginning that chatted for a bit? Also, hey Basti, good morning. Melancholy. Oh, that's right. Hey, look at this. Huh? Huh? All of these are clickable. These are buttons. So it's not meant to be pink. That was just a default test color. So something like this is a little bit more accurate of what the player would see. Your eyes shot out of your mouth and your jaw dropped to the floor. Exactly. But this will let players click on the room. Let's see, we have 25 minutes. Do I try to set up the camera feed? Or do I have it to where when we hover over one of these buttons, the color of the room changes? No, I'm just gonna be hanging out. Thank you, Basti. Same to you, if not this year. In this account? No, exactly. I'm glad you understand. I'm trying to see where I'm assigning... Okay, here we go. Cast a screen capture 2D. Scene cameras. So these are... So these are the individual cameras. Set visibility. I'm setting it to be invisible. Oh, here we go. Set material. Target is primitive component. If screen number is greater than number of screens. Oh, so this just cycles back. Yeah, so one thing I do remember is that if it's on, it takes a lot of extra juice. But if it's as simple as just set material to what exactly? 'Cause I'm getting it. I'm setting it to... Oh, did it have its own... I see only a get screens. How's this getting set? I think we're going to need to take a field trip to that other level. You fear where my free time would go? Thanks. So this... Screens, okay. Mmm. Texture target, okay. I wonder if I should only have one texture target? 15 minutes? I might just save this for next time because I want to find the optimal way to do this. Because here I made a single texture target for each camera in the scene. But if I want to do this procedurally, it might make more sense to just have like a shared one. But can I even do that? I would imagine so. It doesn't look like there's any type checking here. I mean, yeah, it let me do that. So we make a blueprint class. Nope. Make a material. No, texture. Render target. CCTV map screen. Have I been to anything cool since Thursday? On a bit of a road trip to visit some friends, but that's about it. Definitely not paying attention, definitely not shopping for military antiques on Goodwill. Oh yeah. That Goodwill site's sick. I like it a lot. Find anything good? I wonder. Pretty good. I kind of got lazy when I finished like all of the rooms and stuff because now everything from like just walking around looks fine. But like some of the shelves, if you open up, are disorganized, like the cables inside the shelves, or like um I still need to like clear out some stuff from my garage. I would say, but I gotta gatekeep the heat. Yeah, don't spoil at least while the raffle is going on. But if you've already found something good. You made a new friend? Woo, sick. Okay. I need to look back at how I'm making these materials for the map. Cause this, okay, wait a second. I think it's cooking. Here. This is a dynamic material, but I don't need to do that. I just need to pass the render target to this. So new variable, make this render target. Render. Render target. What's this called? It's just a render target. How do I get a reference to it? Can I just Control C, Control V? One sec. Texture render target, maybe? Object reference. Oh, here we go. That's what I wanted. Now we can go back to the other level. What's up, my favorite renters? Is that the community name? Oh, this is the wrong thing. Test level. Do you want me to tuck you in, Raph? Ooh, okay. A little bit awkward because these aren't really in a much of a specific spot. CCTV map screen. Uh-oh. Abort! Abort mission! No. Okay, oh. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get some metrics on screen. Oh. A little bit low of a number. Let's see. Next slide, please. There we go. Good as new. The task manager can always help. We recovered. We recovered. Crisis averted. Take it easy, Basti. Have a good night. Okay. So when a room is chosen, get CCTV. Set texture target. Map. Oh, look at that! Now the rooms aren't in the right place. But you're gonna get some sleep. Good night, username. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up here shortly also. One last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we are setting this back to null. When a button is pressed. Made some tea? Welcome back. What kind of tea? Earl Grey. Ooh. Okay. There will likely be an easier way to do this, but for now, let's do this. Get all actors of class room for each of them. Get the CCTV camera. Set render this. None. And actually, we want to move this at the beginning. There we go. So I think that works. It's hard to tell because they don't, like, all of these rooms don't look like any different from each other because they're all at the same transform. And so I think next step is to spawn some rooms, add it to a dummy list that exists in level, and then use those instead of just spawning them in the constructor. But it works. You know, we can click on a part of the map, and there's our camera right there. It's hard to see. But it does what it needs to. And that, my friends, is where I'm going to go to bed. I smell colors. Hopefully you can hear me say goodnight. I know you just said you're going to dip out for a bit. You have all these points and nothing to spend them on. Maybe one day, maybe one day. Alright, cool. You have a good one, Colors. And anyone else in YouTube or Twitch, as always, thank you for joining. I do appreciate you being here and giving feedback, or sometimes even just watching. If any of you want to join the next one, again, that's going to be in 2 days. On Wednesday, February 11th. That's 7 p.m. PT, which was about 2 hours ago from now. That's typically when I start during the week, on Mondays and Wednesdays. But I'm going to get some sleep. I would highly recommend that you do the same if it is nighttime for you. If it's morning, happy Tuesday, and hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the week. Good night.